people want to hear about our products, but also she's got something that she wants to mention about research. And then we're going to have a couple testimonies. Go ahead, Clayton.
Well, there's nothing more powerful than a dynamic woman, especially when you combine amazing gifts along with loads of experience. And I was really fortunate 6 years ago to have John Sally act as my wingman and introduce me to this amazing woman. And if you've ever seen Christina, you have an idea of how amazing she is because she glows. But as I mentioned, a research scientist in multiple aspects. She's been at the forefront of the biotech industry as a scientist, as a clinical science liaison, as a creator of formulas and human monoclonal antibodies and drugs, but also taking care of herself, because life experience often provides a much greater opportunity for development than educational experience. And she's had cancer 4 times. She had Lyme disease when she was 18. She's lost 1 child to cancer. Our 16-year-old had cancer when he was 2. And through all of that, she's learned how to take care of herself and how to take care of others. And her approach has been one of science and the highest levels of science that are really available currently. Because as I mentioned, she'd studied and has a postdoctoral certification in nanotechnology and bioscience engineering from Harvard. So she has a very unique perspective, and it's that perspective that is the creative genius behind Clean Slate, behind Zero In, and behind Restore. So it is my always great pleasure to be able to introduce my partner, actually in every aspect of life, and my wife. So, Dr. Ron.
Thank you, Clayton, and thank you, Danny and Dino. I don't think Clayton gave justice to Danny and Dino because I know he meant to, but they have been, here at the company from the beginning and helping us grow as founders. So it's amazing to be able to be on this journey with them. And the last 2 weeks have been like a whirlwind from a product science perspective. We have had numerous countries as well as numerous major corporations in the United States and everywhere else really reach out to Root and to what we're doing because of our platform and because of how the leadership has developed the business platform, but then also because of the products that we have and the direction that we're going. Root is a company that was started on the premise of getting to the root of a problem and curing the cause. There's all kinds of autoimmune disorders. There's all kinds of illnesses. I have suffered from a few of those with Lyme disease and cancer. My family has as well. But you know what? Many of you have for granted, and I never forget the fact that I'm very fortunate to be in the Root community as the developer of the formulas and to work with you all. And I know that each of you suffer from something because life is not perfect and there's always different things that happen. And so our platform, our vision, the foundation of this company was and is to help you all get to the cause and get rid of it, because we do not want people to suffer, and we can't save everyone, and we don't claim to cure everyone. But what we are trying to do as a company is to help people with their own bodies so that they can get to the root of what's causing all these issues and break it apart and take it out of the body as calmly as possible, which is why the first product that was launched with Root was Clean Slate. And I want to say this, clean slate, Clayton is right. I did meet him over 6 years ago through John Sally. I was working with different things that had to do with the NBA and the NFL. I was also in New York City getting ready to work with the embassy from Germany on different products, including a product that had a zeolite. And I always forget that. But the reason that I was there was I was in meetings, and I actually met with the embassy while I was there before I ever met Clayton to work on a formula with them that would help with the detoxification. And I actually ended up going over to Germany and working with the German Innovation Fund and group. And I actually probably should send more information about that to Danny, Dino, and Clayton, so they have that to share with you all. And if you look at what has happened since then, is multiple formulas have been developed by me as well as other scientists I've worked with throughout the last 6.5 years. Now we finally have Clean Slate. And Clean Slate is a formula that is at the foundation of this company, because before you can cure the cause of an issue or get to the root of what's really causing mental health issues, autoimmune disorders, disease, the body not being able to fight function, it's very, very hard to do that unless you can get to the root and take it out. And that's what Clean Slate does. And you guys have the privilege, and I have the privilege, to be able to take a formula that can quietly and softly as possible, because we all know that sometimes when you detox, even with Clean Slate, it cannot be simple or easy, because your body is getting rid of all those horrible things. But we wanted, and I wanted, a formula that could do it as safely as possible. And that's what this formula does. It's the first formula that I have ever seen that does not have a competitor, because even though it originated as a zeolite, I was able to use the last 3 years of what I learned at Harvard and at Cornell at the development of a product that could start as a zeolite, but and clino, but once I worked with it over a period of time, being able to take out the most important components, being able to use a vitamin C, and then being able to use certain catalysts and trace minerals so that you could actually detox while you are putting the trace minerals back into the body. And I want to stop right there, and I want to talk to you guys about the type of vitamin C and the type of ascorbic acid that was used to get to this point. When this formula was made, I was able to work on a vitamin C formula while I was at Harvard during a project where you would be able to take a formula and make it more bioavailable and make it work better throughout the system. See, vitamin C is a rock star. It's one of those vitamins that people really need. But the issue is that if you don't have the right vitamin C, it's not bioavailable to the body, it's not systemic, it can't do the miracles that it can do if you formulate it the right way. And it was a privilege to be able to work with vitamin C for years and be able to come up with an even more unique formula that created nanoparticles and nanoemulsions so that they could work scientifically and systematically with the other things that were in the ingredients so that it could safely detox your body while you all are getting the important trace minerals and vitamins that are really needed. Hundreds of years ago, scientists came out with the fact that without vitamin C and without the nutrients, people got scurvy and often would die. A lot of people don't know this, but when the scientists realized that people were moving to new developments and they did not have the right foods to eat. They were starving and dying. They were dying from viruses. They were dying from bacteria. They were dying from fungus and parasites. And they were dying from diseases that attacked their body. The scientists thought it was because they didn't have enough food to eat. However, during one trip, the scientists introduced a lemon. And when they used the lemon, they were able to see that the people that were eating the lemon or the lemon juice weren't dying from scurvy and other diseases and viruses. It was then that scientists realized how important this vitamin was and is to how we live and how we maintain our lives. When COVID-19 happened, there were a lot of vitamins and minerals that were discussed, and you guys have probably heard me discuss them. Zinc, niacin, vitamin C, vitamin D, minerals, other trace minerals, and other ingredients were talked about by a lot of scientists. And guess what? We already have those in our products. I am being approached by countries and governments at this point all over because they want my assistance working on vaccines and antivirals and adjunct therapies to what is happening right now in our world. This started happening before COVID even happened. And now I'm getting more and more calls, discussions, so much so to the fact that it's hard to keep up with my schedule. But there's one thing that I made a promise to do, and that was at the end of March to be the Chief Science Officer of Root. So I have maintained that position, and I will start as the Chief Science Officer of this company, and not just the formulator of the products, but running the science departments by the end of March. And there are people that you all know and doctors you've been associated with and countries that will be joining us in our fight to do what's right for societies and for people so that we can continue to have a safe place to live in with our families and our children, and not just for this generation, but for multiple generations. I want to stop and thank some of the people that I have been on the phone with this week. I've had numerous webinars and Zoom calls with different people that will be aligning with us in these projects. We are being approached by countries and governments, like I said previously, because they understand how important it is to get to the root of the issue, get rid of the things that are bad in our bodies so that our bodies can be the best they can be, so we can keep fighting whatever happens, not just now, but in the future. So I'm very thankful that we have Clean Slate. Clean Slate will not be without controversy. And let me explain that. When you create something and you have a team and a family like we do that support it, because I could create anything in the world, but if you don't have the right team to support it, the right executives and the right founders of a company, the right international presence, the right marketing, it wouldn't go anywhere. You all have put this company in a position that it already has exploded. And not just in the affiliate marketing world, but also as it pertains to healthcare. Before I worked on these formulas, I worked in biotech and pharma, and I also worked on outcomes and how you can improve healthcare in this world. I have worked on vaccines and viruses and different types of human monoclonal antibodies and products for over 20 years, but I also worked on the improvement of making our world better. So now we have been able to launch not just Root, but the ability to work with major organizations to improve wellness, but guess what? Also to improve healthcare. So with Clean Slate, you all have started a legacy that is going to impact not just your generation, but future generations. So I'm very, very happy about where we are with Clean Slate. The fact that we have the first formula that started with a Clino and a zeolite, and later when we looked at it, as far as the particles, what we see is one of the strongest forms of vitamin C that you can have on the market, along with one of the most powerful forms of trace minerals and detoxification that can exist. So I'm very happy that we're able to support people and try to make people have a better life and a better body so that they can fight things. I want to talk about our next product. We started with Clean Slate so that we could detox and clean the body. And now we have something that helps the body get rid of things that the body does not need and things that are toxic to the body. It also is a stepping stone and a foundation so that when people do take vaccines and have things they have to put in their body, at least they have something to grab hold of the heavy metals, take them out and of the body so that it's not impacting the body in as much of a negative way. I won't lie and say that I am 100% in support of vaccines. However, I will say this. I understand the current vaccines that are there contain spike proteins, which basically simulate another virus. So when that happens, your cell is approached or surrounded by these spike proteins that simulate another virus. And so some people will become very sick. But the virus also can cause people to be sick. So what we have to do is we have to take things like Clean Slate that can rip the things apart in our body, especially the heavy metals and toxins, and get them out so we can fight things. As it pertains to Zero N, Zero N is a product that once you have ripped it out through the silicon dioxide, vitamin C, and trace mineral structure of Clean Slate, and once you have utilized that throughout your body, you also need the body to perform. One of the problems is when your body is attacked, you can't perform. You can't think straight, your heart's not working effectively, and your stomach is not functioning appropriately. Because you have to have the right vitamins and minerals and ingredients within your body so that it functions at an optimal. I actually just did a discussion on this yesterday for one of the hosts of an Instagram Live. And we discussed sexual functioning because of the fact that Zero N is a product that's able to increase the neural transmission of the brain and of the GI. You're able to also help the body not just function more effectively, not just think more effectively, but even perform from a sexual perspective. And I say this a lot, and I think you guys have probably heard me. It's our goal at Root to make sure that people have a better quality and quantity of life by supporting their bodies to be the best they can be. If you can't think right and you can't perform right and you don't have a desire to have any kind of physical relationship with someone and function in that aspect as well, then you aren't having the most optimal life you can have. And I really wanted to be able to impact the brain by using certain formulas like D3 or certain ingredients, like D3, caffeine adrenus. I never say it right, Clay. Anhydrous. I have a hard time sometimes saying words because I have a speech impediment. But the caffeine, which is a natural caffeine, we formulated in a way that when we use the D3, when I was able to go in the lab and work on it, I wanted to make sure that you could utilize it and work on those two ingredients together, along with the rest of the ingredients that were put into Zero in the most bioavailable and stable way. What do I mean by that? Let me explain what I mean by that. When you're using ingredients like D3, it's like vitamin C. You have to be very careful that it's stable, and it's a catalyst. And what that means is it helps make things go throughout the body. It actually helps preserve things, stabilize, and energizes the formulas. So when we used L-theanine and L-arginine and pine bark and all the different things that were used in Zero N, you really have to have the engine behind it so that it can help the brain, so it can help the GI, and it can help the heart, and it can help the whole body. Not only did I want to develop a formula that can help with those aspects, I also wanted the formula to make people's bodies stronger. Because if we were able, which we were, to create a formula that could go in and clean and detox the body, what's the next step? Let's give it gas, let's give it energy so it can perform. It's like this. You know, some people drive a truck, or some people drive a Volkswagen or a car, type of car, or a motorcycle, and they use gas. Some people drive electronic cars and they plug it in, like the Teslas, and they charge it, because what they're using is they're using electric energy. Your body is composed of energy. And I think one of the things you need to visualize every time you take Zero in is you're plugging your body in. You're giving your body what it needs so that it works in the most effective way. Your neurotransmitters of the brain and of the stomach and throughout the body are being impacted and supported by this product so they work right. I said this yesterday on the call. When people have bipolar disorder, they have extra energy when they're manic. And that's good and bad, because you can become so manic that you can't ever calm down. So you have so much dopamine and serotonin that your body is just functioning like a loud volume, the loudest volume you can have with energy. That's not great if it happens all the time. However, if you're able to produce the energy, the neurotransmission in the brain so that it is high, so you are performing at an optimal, but not too high, you're able to become the best machine you can be. And that pertains to not just the brain, but it also pertains to the whole body. So I know that I have discussed the ingredients, and you guys can see them on the slide many times. But today I really did want to focus on you all through the next couple of weeks, realizing really what we have and what we're doing. We are a wellness company, but we're also a healthcare company. This company, because of the brilliance of how Clayton Thomas developed the business plan and how Dino worked on the programming, we have a business format that can be a wellness company or a healthcare company. And you all know that I worked for pharmaceutical and biotech and ran healthcare companies. I can tell you this, my gift is not running companies. My gift is being a scientist. And my dream is that we can work together through our proprietary blends. And it's not just the proprietary blend, it's how I have been able to learn things and formulate things and give this gift back to the community so that we can help people. And I never, and you guys know this, I never think it's my brain. I know that it is God, and it's something much higher than me that has helped me be able to accomplish these things that can be for other people. I want you all to realize that you are just as important, and that if we can work together, not only can we become the top healthcare company and top wellness company, but we can be here to restore how things need to be in our world. Things have been difficult. And right now, we need to restore our lives to where they should be. We have suffered from COVID and viruses attacking us. We need to bring life back into our world and the energy we deserve. That leads me to Restore. Restore is a product that I wanted to have, and here was the vision. The vision was, if you're on a deserted island and you can only have one product, what would it be? Well, that's hard for us, right? Because all of us are probably going to argue over that. Of course, we need the clean slate. Of course, we need the 0 in. But if there was not any food on that island, what would we eat? And that's where Restore comes from. I've worked on many types of gel packs. I've worked on many types of cold press methods and different types of delivery systems. I wanted a delivery system that literally would recharge the body and give the nutrients and minerals that they needed. I also wanted something that if someone was on a weight loss program, it could support everything they needed by taking this product. I looked at keto diets. I looked at the Mediterranean diets. I looked at Dr. Atkins and all the different diets that have been developed. And I wanted something that could support almost anything. So Restore is not just an energy builder. It is a fuel for the body that goes along with our other products, but it can stand alone and give you what you need. I want to say this, because the turmeric root has such strong curcumin and how it's developed, if you source it right, you are absolutely able to do things to the body that can assist when it comes to things like diabetes, heart problems, psoriasis, cancer, and all other types of autoimmune disorders. Again, we can't claim to cure things, but we're going to support the body so it can do what it needs to do to cure the cause of what's happened. And again, I love this because one of the things I've always respected about Clayton, Dino, and Danny is they give people a business model that will help them support their lives. So whether you have nothing or whether you have a lot of money, they give you the passion and the tools and the ability so that you can become more and you can become better. And so this is a product that does that to your body inside. So outside, when you're doing all these things, you can achieve things you never thought you could. I've watched many movies about scientific things that can occur and that have occurred that can change our world. You guys have products in your hand that absolutely can do that. And not only do you have products that can do that, but we have products in our pipeline. Give me 1 second. On our pipeline that can do that as well. Sorry, that was my 17-year-old son. So this product Restore was something I wanted all my children to be able to take. I wanted my parents and my sister and brother and everyone I knew, I wanted them to have a better life. And this product is something that can restore our energy back to what we need to be before all this negativity happened. If you have the tools in your body to fight viruses and bacteria and fungus and parasites and to block those from your body, then you feel protected when you go out in the world. In a time of our lives where we're having to wear masks that don't necessarily protect us, It's better if we have the tools in our bag that do protect us, and we know they do because we understand the science and we understand the ingredients. And that's what you all now have the ability to have. When people ask you, what do I need to take with all of this negativity going on? You can send them the information on our products. We can continue to learn and grow together, and we can continue to help people throughout the world. I want to say a special thank you again for all the people I've been on the phone with this week. I'm very thankful for the group with Cyprus and the different people from the different countries that I have been talking to. And I credit all of that to you all. Thank you so much. I am going to hand the phone back to Danny and Dino and Clayton. I have to get out of the car for another call, and I apologize for that, but it was so great to be around you all today.
Something special that is coming as well, because, there could be many products around the world. And God created many, many things in the world, but you can choose us. And why do you choose us? Because I know and I'm aware that there's different scientific teams all over the world, but why Root? Why would you choose us? It is because we have experiences from people, because you can go to the store or to a traditional store and you can buy any kinds of supplements. But why Root? We have a community, and we are going to just call into our Zoom to one person that is a part of our community. She has her personal experience with our products. Her name is Mickey, and she is from the Netherlands. And Mickey, go ahead and unmute yourself. Welcome, Mickey, and just tell us about your experience in a couple of minutes so that everybody here in our event can hear about our amazing products.
Okay, thank you very, very much, everyone. Thank you for listening to me. Now, hello, my name is Mieke Galjaerts. I am 63 years young and I am from the Netherlands. And I've been an entrepreneur all my life, and I had a lot of stress and many health issues. I had 2 jewelry shops and a wholesale with my own brands. And my story with my health starts young. I was 26 years old when my father died of bone cancer. And I got a letter from the hospital that I had to avoid the E numbers. And cancer was also in my mother's family. 7 aunts died of breast cancer. So from a young age, I was afraid to get cancer. So I started with healthy food and supplements, everything fresh from the land. But around my 40s, I even got it twice. First, cervical cancer, and then my thyroid, which was also removed because of that. I have to take quite a few medications in the beginning. And now Euthyrox and Seroxat. And that was a long way to go to get this set up right. But I didn't know at the time that they are both hormonal problems. And hormones were also yawning in all directions for more than 25 years. On my 40, I get also in my menopause. I was a person who was unstoppable. It was all or nothing, no excuses. I had to be more than perfect, which cost me a lot of energy, and I want to be the best, always number one. And that time I got a lot of problems and sleeping problems, no sleeping at all. 3 nights I was completely wake up, or I slept for only 3 hours at night. But the next day, with full power. Anyway, in January 2020, I was completely done with it. I was broken, physical and mentally. I used pretty good supplements, but I seemed like nothing was going in anymore. I was also confirmed in that month that I had old age ADHD. Haha. As if I did not know this already, my intestinals were also not good either. I had to be operated for polyps and got more medication for this issue. I had to keep in touch with Stephanie, and she told me, try the clean slate, which was available in April 2020 when I started. At first I thought, would it do something? And I hoped so. But I gave it an extra month and also ordered the Zero In, because I heard that it gave you focus and energy. And I never start with the medication for my intestinals. I thought enough is enough. At first, I noticed my nails, hair, and skin were shiny, and I go better to the toilet. But after a few months, I noticed I was feeling more like I was alive again. Again, laughing, but also crying. That was blocked with me for many, many years. I did laugh a lot, but that was the outside. And crying, I had not done it in 25 years. I'm so glad here that we are also getting a lot of information and education from Ruth, and I'm getting to know my body better and better each day. My family doctor had never put anything together with the pineal gland and the thyroid. I had to tell her. And last year, I was able to reduce my medication of Seruxat from 75 milligram to 10 milligram in 1 year. Of course, in consolation. This is because of the combination with the clean slate and the Zero In. Bad stuff out, good stuff in. Now I understand it. And my ADHD doctor doesn't understand why I was so much calmer in October 2020. I had only 3 errors on the focus with the test. But I do. I had, of course, taken my 2 Zero In a half hour before. She was very curious and she said, Mieke, start with blogging in the Facebook room from the ADHD, but always watch what you are saying, because there is a lot not allowed to share. And she is not allowed to promote this here in the Netherlands. And I can only tell in the group it's working for me, but how grateful I am to Ruth for this product. And I'm glad I made the right choice. I can say I am back. That is seen by many people, and I felt it by myself. I'm so happy that my life is back, that I can help people help with this problem that many people don't even know. I am laughing, I'm not angry anymore, not always on discussion, and my husband, he loves me even more. There is enough for us to share and so much to thankful for, because Ruth has so good products, and yeah, we can help even more people with our products in the future. We have such a great community here, helping and encourage each other. I think if we share this with the whole world, now of us never been unstoppable. So thank you everybody for this opportunity and to tell my story to the community. Thank you for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mieke. And hello and bye-bye all the way down to the Netherlands. Our next speaker will be somebody from the UK. She has been a customer and also one of our ambassadors, and her name is Marina Kariu. And I'm going to ask you if you kindly just unmute yourself and tell us about your experience with Ruth. So go ahead, Marina.
Hi, my name's Marina Carew. I live near Cambridge in England, and I used to practice as a holistic dentist. So having spent the first 15 years of my career being a normal dentist, I'm probably, or I was, that's not now anymore, very mercury toxic. Although I didn't have a lot of health problems. I loved being a holistic dentist, but unfortunately, due to various circumstances, had to give it up 5 years ago. And I was very interested in detox, done a lot with Dr. Klinghardt, and we were using a lot of chlorella, but there were always problems with people detoxing. And I happened to meet Sandy Girl, who asked me to try Clean Slate. And I spent a lot of time thinking about it, and eventually I bought a bottle of Clean Slate, and it changed my life. I didn't have many health problems that I know of, but as soon as I started taking Clean Slate, I slept better, I felt a lot better. I used to wake up several times at night to go to the toilet. That stopped. I started to dream, which was amazing because I'm one of those people that never ever remembers any dreams, but I started to dream more often, and they were quite vivid dreams. And my manifestation started to improve as soon as I started to take Zero In. I started Zero In about a month later. And the other thing I noticed was that I was losing weight. I have an underactive thyroid gland, and I was very bad about taking my medication. So I had put on some weight. But when I started the Zero In, I lost a lot of weight around my middle, which is quite amazing for a postmenopausal woman, I guess. And there were just so many subtle changes. I can't really tell what they all were, but I just felt amazing. I've got 3 dogs. I walk them for hours and hours, and I started giving the products to my dogs. Although they're very healthy, they're not vaccinated, and they have a good diet, probably better than I do. But I want my dogs to be healthy. I also have 4 grown-up children. I got them to start taking it. My eldest is a personal trainer, and she eats a very clean diet. But she had suffered a severe bout of food poisoning when she travelled Europe, and her digestive system has never been normal. And she started the Clean Slate, and I gave her some Zero In as well. And she texted me about 6 weeks later and said, I'm running out of Clean Slate. Do you think I need to take it anymore? Because I don't feel an awful lot different. And I said, well, it's up to you. And she said, well, actually, my anxiety has gone and my digestive issues have cleared up. And I said, well, then stop taking it and see how you get on. And she texted back and said, too risky. So she now takes it all the time. I have another daughter who's just 3 months pregnant, and I've got her on it because I want her to have a healthy baby and a healthy pregnancy. I have a lot of contacts with patients who, ex-patients of mine who are detoxing, and I've put loads of people, I've advised them to get the Root Clean Slate, and some of the stories that I'm hearing are absolutely phenomenal. One of the best ones was a lady that I sent a bottle of Clean Slate to. She had multiple sclerosis, and within 4 weeks she was walking upright, unaided. She used to have a walking stick or crutches. She's now doing Zoom live classes because she's a raw food chef. She couldn't do that before. And she's out of pain. And she's just one of many people that I have put in touch with the Roots products. And I just feel so grateful that when I had to give up doing the holistic dentistry, I missed helping people, and I'm helping more people now. And I'm just so grateful to that. And I think everybody should be on it, and everybody's pets should be on it. It's the most amazing product. And I do not normally endorse anything because during my dental career, I did come across a lot of products and I refused to endorse anything. I just did the dentistry.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is the one product that I think is everybody should be on it, and everybody's pets should be on it too.
Thank you so much, Marina, for your experience. And we're going to go to our next giveaway.